The Bobath-Concept is a widespread therapeutic concept for people with sensory motor impairments. This film focuses on treatment aspects for developmentally or neurologically affected children. The Bobath-Concept bears the name of its founders. Berta and Carol Bobath developed a treatment concept that not only considers the functional impairment of humans, but also incorporates the entire personality of the individual and the conditions of their lives into treatment planning. Such a therapeutic understanding presupposes in-depth knowledge of child development, movement coordination and motor learning, as well as a willingness to engage in a creative, interactive process with a child.
In order to promote child development or in neurological rehabilitation, we are in close collaboration with other professional groups. And in addition to the knowledge of motor learning, we also include the view of occupational therapists, speech therapists, psychologists, nurses and educational contact people. For this purpose, it is very important that we all speak a common language and have a consistent perception of child development. The child and their family are in the center of our consideration.
Motor learning begins before birth. Through the gentle contact with her hands, the physiotherapist offers the premature child in the incubator a feeling of stability and security, comparable to the enclosed space in the womb. Using the sides of the incubator as a boundary, it becomes possible for the child to gain stability by placing the feet in different positions. Dejan was also born prematurely. His posture is still unstable. He shows an increased tendency to stretch his legs and still has difficulty turning over. The physiotherapist encourages the child to turn onto one side by offering guidance and assistance and briefly allows him to adapt the changed position. Possibilities are discussed with the parents as to how to offer objects within the home environment to develop the child's independent exploration with their hands, feet and all the senses. Dejan is reluctant to lie in prone position. Bringing the upper trunk in a higher position, it is much easier for Dejan to stay on his tummy. This enables him to use his hands for exploring the toy.
Dass da so ein bisschen Stützfunktion hat, wo man sich aufstützen kann. Genau, und dann kommen die Hände schön zusammen. Ja.
The orientation of the front is facilitated by his mother's body. The physiotherapist picks up on the mother's competence and shows her how her child can be offered more stable support in this position, whereby he can then observe his surroundings with more interest. Activities in everyday life motivate the child to imitate and learn. Simon is fascinated by the vacuum cleaner and coffee machine. In spite of his motor impairment, he would like to help in the household and become active himself. His parents receive suggestions from the therapist as to how they can help their child in the best possible way in order to offer him success. The aim of the treatment is to provide the independence and quality of life to the children affected. This also means, for example, to prevent muscle shortening, joint restrictions or pain as much as possible. For this purpose, and in this case, aids such as a walker, walking sticks and orthosis may be required. The prescription is made out in close consultation with a pediatric neurologist or pediatric orthopedic surgeon and in the individual adaptation with the orthopedic or rehabilitation technician. In the Bobath-Concept, the aim is to be able to carry out age-relevant activities as independently as possible. It is obviously difficult for Oscar to sit in a stable position. Therefore, he has been equipped with a therapy chair which offers him sufficient support. His mother would like ideas for playing and learning. Here the occupational therapist has been asked.
Und wieder Ja. Da. Da.
As a result of a stroke, Julian mainly uses his left hand. However, in many daily activities, he needs both hands. The occupational therapist is supporting him to learn how to use his impaired arm and hand as well as possible. For him, this means stabilizing and holding objects with the affected hand.
Ja. Prima.
Communication and being able to eat independently are of utmost importance for children with neurological impairments. In everyday life, eating and drinking are valued very highly.
Probierst jetzt gleich mal, dass du mit der rechten Hand einhältst.
The speech therapist is helping Selina to eat and drink as independently as possible by concentrating on a better sitting position and using stabilizing aids.
Geht schon.
Claire finds it hard to keep her balance because of her ataxic movement disorder. Walking requires her full concentration and attention. Strategies of action must be learned during the acquisition of independence in everyday life. In this case, opening and closing of the door into the outside area by herself. Therefore, she acquires confidence in her abilities. The respectful dialogue with the children and their parents is the basis of the therapeutic process. Moritz's family would like, as a benefit to all concerned, that he can learn to climb stairs and not to be carried anymore. The physiotherapist is supporting the boy and enabling him to master his difficulties and successfully prove to himself.
Master hurdles strengthens childlike awareness by giving them courage to continue and repeat. For this, they need these little success experiences and the trust of their parents in the background.